St. Catherine's Passage is another one of those perfect medieval spots, and yet it is kind of hidden away. It's just an alley between a couple of other lanes. You might miss it altogether if you didn't have your guide or some kind of helpful instruction. And these workshops are fun. They've got pottery, glass, there's textiles, there's woodworking, a whole variety of things for sale, and you can purchase them directly from the craftsmen who made them. This passage is a classic example of a medieval alley with those support beams holding up the buildings and protecting them, keeping them going all these centuries. And we had a nice meal in a typical restaurant with a medieval type interior. And the food was delicious and a reasonable price and friendly service. It seems like all roads lead back to the main town square. And today was particularly lively with this festival going on. Happens pretty often in the summertime. It's just the perfect moment to be traveling. We got nice music, we've got the craftsmen with their booths, there's a beautiful sky with the white clouds, very comfortable temperatures. We're traveling in the month of July, and the temperatures generally have been in the upper 70s, lower 80s, really comfortable. Estonia is quite far north, so it doesn't get hot even in July, even in August, very pleasant. It would be a lot colder in the winter time, so you probably don't want to come at that time of year, but spring, summer, fall, all wonderful. They've always been traders. Appropriate that the town square today is filled with the merchants. This has been going on more or less for more than 700 years in Tallinn. After all, it was founded as a trading town. It was part of the Hanseatic League, which was that Northern European medieval alliance, Germans, Scandinavians, merchant centers, trading with the East and bringing goods on into Europe and being the middleman and always taking a cut of the profits. Still happening today. And how fortunate to be running into this great town festival with the old costumes dating back to those medieval days. The Estonian culture is a really modern society set in this medieval trappings, so don't let the buildings and costumes fool you. These are very modern European peoples, very technologically advanced. They've got some of the highest rate of internet connections and broadband speeds, for example. A couple of Estonians are the inventors who created Skype for the computer for making long-distance phone calls for free, and many other technological innovations have come out of Estonia. They have a very high level of education. Their economy is doing pretty good, and they had a fun archery contest going on. Try and get that balloon. Well, get another try. Try it again. There you go. And it seems like the locals are out in force enjoying the show too. It's not really just tourists. Very few American tourists in evidence here, just us. It's really one of the prettiest town squares that you'll ever see. And then after you've seen the main sights, the fancy costumes, the beautiful town square, the upper town with the old castle and the various churches, it's always nice to just simply take a walk. Take a walk off the beaten track perhaps, and take a walk down some of the little side streets, the little side lanes. They might not be in your tourist guidebooks as important visitor attractions, but it's all part of the ambience of this remarkable medieval town. Wandering through these little back lanes, getting even away from whatever tourists are in the main square, is always a thrill. You can enjoy the quietude and the beauty of these authentic buildings. One of the reasons, of course, that it was protected from modernization was that it was occupied and controlled by the Soviets for much of the 20th century. Soviet communism never really did much damage here, fortunately. They didn't have much money to knock down old buildings and put up new buildings. And so because of that, Tallinn was just sort of left alone, perhaps even neglected. But fortunately for us and fortunately for the people of Estonia, it survived as a great symbol of their national pride, the capital of Estonia. And then as you come back in towards the main town area, well, you're reminded that this is a tourist center as well, very popular with the visitors. And then it gets really quite crowded when you get to the main entrance of the town. Our guide took us in one of the back gates, which was a very nice first impression. But wow, the main entrance and main lane gets really quite crowded. It's a big funnel of people all coming in through the same gate. Lots of shops and busy pubs and restaurants all along that lane, which we take a look at as we bid our farewell. It's time to go back to our ferry and catch the boat back over to Helsinki. We've just been here for the day. Here's part of the park that surrounds the old town, and there's a couple of reasonable hotels that are right outside the walls. There's a few lovely hotels inside the walls, and it's just about a 10-minute stroll to get back over to the docks, go up the escalator, check for our gate for our boarding for the ferry, and get ready for the 2-hour cruise back over to Helsinki on these comfortable ships. We say goodbye to Tallinn. As we resume our Scandinavian journey, we're heading back to Helsinki and then on to Stockholm, Oslo, and Copenhagen.